Welcome back to the channel. Welcome. Surprise live stream. I was planning a video and then everything's just going nuts. So I thought, let's just do a live stream and we'll cover the charts as we always do. We'll look at some of the news and say hello to you guys while we're live. I mean, 5 p.m. in Queensland. If you guys are joining from the US, g'day. I know it's midnight in California, or at least this is what my clocks are telling me. About around 3 a.m. on the East Coast, London, 7 a.m. The Europeans are waking up. Hawaii, 9 p.m. Anyone from Hawaii? Say hi in the comments. Make sure you like the live stream. Let's push it out. If this is more successful, let's do more of them. We had 90. We're at 70. It's only a few seconds into the stream. I'm just checking my other screen because I want to see your comments come through. Coinbase, yes, it is. It's now the 14th, pretty much all around the world. Is this the final catalyst for the Bitcoin bull? Not the overall bull. Relax. I think overall we got some way to go at this point, but there usually is some sort of catalyst. And after this event, what big news for the entire space do we have? So I'm going to turn this off. There we go. Look at you guys go. 29 likes, 177 on the stream. Get in there. The scammers aren't joining us, so enjoy the time here. If you see a scammer, let us know. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at today. Everything's going nuts. I saw Doge just go absolutely berserk. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? It's not part of my plan for Doge to be going up at this point, but look, I don't control the Doge market. The whales do. You can see all my bit of stuff here. So I've been watching lately some other pretty good stuff through Twitter. If you guys aren't on Twitter, get on Twitter. Follow us over there. The Up Only boys are pretty good to be watching. It's stuff that I don't think a lot of new people see because it's such a small channel. If you've heard of that Up Only, it's amazing. Shout out to those guys. Probably make fun of these sort of channels, but man, those guys are great. Hello, New Zealand. Guys, chill out on the crypto recommendations already. We're like 2 minutes into the stream. Let's say hello. Let's cover off what we're doing. And Anurag, you are the best. Thank you. I'll post that up here so everyone else can see. So let us know what you are looking at in terms of your portfolios. Meaning, I saw some people say, we are going up fast. What do we do? What do we do? What's your plan? That's what I'm looking at here. Yilmaz, no, I am not vegan. I was vegan for long enough, not anymore. Jokes. Went to the moon. Greetings. Yeah, I'm just letting everyone come into the stream. We're at 500 and 100 likes. Come on, that ratio has got to be better than that. It's Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. I'm enjoying a little white wine, making sure it stays cold throughout the stream. Canberra, Perth, love the channel. Perth, all the Aussies are in. Doge might dump. I think Doge will dump. I mean, it dumped from the top. It'll dump again at some point. That's just the way Doge runs. It's nice to have a pump and dump. Just make sure you get out on the pump, buy again on the dump. UK checking in, New Zealand checking in. Good morning from Germany. It's 3 a.m. TVK interview. Yes, TVK interview is coming out. I've given it to the group. To the membership group. Everyone has seen it in there. So they got a quick squiz at it first, and then I'll get it out to the channel. My calendar, I had it planned for later tomorrow. So I'll get that out then. And I want to get another video out. I've been talking about staking. So I'll cover that in today's video as well. That's what I have a quick look at because there's a lot that we can do as the market continues to rise. I like to sell out and get some profits. A lot of people don't like that. They just want to hold. Okay. But you remember what it feels like when the market dumps against you. You just wish you had some money on the sidelines. It's more like which one hurts more. Seeing the market go up and you got cash on the side and just knowing you've got some cash there in case it dumps, or watching the market dump against you, but you got no more cash because you bought the top. just got to weigh those things up. That's people asking, how do you do it? How do you do it? Just ask yourselves those questions. And if you haven't been through that experience, go through the experience, see what it feels like, and then make sure you plan accordingly for those events. All right. Cool. We're 200 likes. Smash it up. 600 watching. Cheers to you guys. 5 minutes in. Let's have a look at the charts and the news. Looking at your comments on this side. My live stream notes. Let's start sharing. Oh, come on, share. Here we go. Application window. All right, so you guys are, I don't want that. All right, one sec. Sorry, guys. Share screen. All right, chart it is. Here we go. Dogecoin, 200 likes. Smash it up. If you're just new here, subscribe to the channel. 110,000. Thank you very much. I got to organize another giveaway at some point, somewhere around the 150,000. And then also on Twitter, we're nearly at 6,000. Instagram, let's get us to 10,000. I've got more giveaways to do as well. I reckon they're a little bit of fun. I gave away 3 free 12-month memberships to the course. Now, you might not think that's a lot, or some people do think it's a lot. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of my time. The other guys give away money and crypto. I reckon that's a much smarter option. There's no time in it for them. Maybe I'll do something like that. But in the course, you're going to learn something. And I like to give in that regard rather than just throw fish. But, you know, a bit of both isn't going to hurt anyone. 700, 200. Doge is straight up at this point. Where do we go from here? Now you can see I'm looking at Doge, Bitcoin. Here's that's the previous top. We're on Binance now. This had the better, more accurate data through that boom. So we're going to keep looking at the Binance chart, but it doesn't have the history. It only goes back as far as they listed it on Binance. So Binance listed Dogecoin in July of 2019, whereas if we use Doge BTC on Bittrex, it's got all of the data. Now that arrow is where I entered my position back in November of 2020, around 18. Yeah, my overall was 18 Satoshis, but I got out super early. I only got out, like, my average position out was around 87. So I could be at 200 Satoshis. That's crazy, like doubled what I had. But you don't know at the end of the day. And I made 4 times my Bitcoin. I'm happy with that. So that's what I look at when it comes to plans. Just have a plan. Because most people weren't buying in at these stages. You know that. Like, a lot of people aren't getting in at 18 Satoshis. Bigger guys, I'm no whale, but the bigger guys are getting in, piling up, and then the retail rushes in to buy these peaks. And it's looking like we're going somewhere similar to what we did last time. Nice big peaks. And then when everyone's ready, or the whale's ready, boom, dump it down. Now, it was something that I was watching and listening to on that channel. If you're interested, when it comes to Bitcoin and people being really concerned about, the Bitcoin price and pissed off at whales manipulating the market or whatever they believe is going on in the market, it's kind of nonsense. I don't think the whales really care too much about retail. Sure, there's retail money in there, they can dump on them, but their game is against each other. You know, the retail doesn't have tens of millions or hundreds of millions or whatever position size they're playing with. They're against each other as well. So if they're short selling the market, they're short selling against their nemesis who is longing the market, and one of them has to win. They all have their little Twitter battles, all that sort of stuff's going on. So I want to remember that as well, because everyone thinks it's like the small guy versus the big guy, but it's also the big versus the big, and it's the small versus small. Doge, let's have a look at Doge on the USD. New all-time high. I cannot believe 13 cents. Where does that put us in the market cap? Doge. 17 billion. We're back at number 10. I really think Chainlink is going to have a big move at some point. So that's what I've got my eyes on next. I've been buying up Chainlink. You've been following the channel. If you're subscribing and liking, we're looking at Chainlink as well. There are quite a lot of small ones that I have, but I think on this move up, if we get into another alt season, I definitely want to see those highs taken out. If the old highs aren't taken out on some of these altcoins, it's a good sign for me to get rid of them. I'm not telling you guys to do anything, but if something can't break its old all-time high, it's not a strong sign. So that's where I want to start to sell out some of them. I don't care if the market runs a bit more. I just don't want to be left holding bags of shit coins when the market turns against me, because those go down way harder than Bitcoin. I'd much rather just like sell it off into Bitcoin or Ethereum and be happy that I've made some profits with it. Because at the end of the day, these times now are the most riskiest, because all the big money was made 2019, 2020, buying up the lows on Chainlink. See, where was Chainlink? Let's have a look. Link. I got Link BTC. 2019, 2020. The money's made buying up those massive lows. So that's another big thing. And it's such a simple play, but you need patience. So if you're getting in late and you're wondering, like, do you ask yourself that question? Am I too late? What should I actually be doing? It's probably a good idea to have some cash on the side, or start building a big cash position. Do whatever you got to do with your job. Go out and start another business where you can service more people and create a bigger income, offer more value that is scalable in the marketplace, so you can make a big chunk of change, so you can come in and buy these lows. That's pretty much what it comes down to. That's the big way to win, because Chainlink was next to nothing. 2,000 Satoshis, 1,600 Satoshis, and what is it now? Now it's 57,000 Satoshis. So that's nearly like a 30x on your Bitcoin value, just on your Bitcoin value, not to mention your USD value. So let me throw this back. Oh, here we go. That was Link USD, $37. Back at these lows. You don't want to know. 20 cents. 20 cents, now $37. But you got to wait, remember. Like, that's 3 years. Can you wait 3 years for those massive gains? 16,000%. That's huge. So what the hell is going on with the market right now? Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Where is this? Here we go. Bitcoin, $64,500. Let's chop it onto a day. Nice work, guys. Thank you very much. 900 watching, 255 likes. You know the deal. Like it up, pushes it in the YouTube algorithm. It's annoying to say it all the time, but it honestly helps the channel out heaps. All right, so yesterday we have pushed through these highs. The volume was higher. That's a good sign. And now we are, now we're just pushing it up again. We're nearly at 65,000. Obviously, we want to see a little more volume come in. If not, then we just if we get a reversal, come back and sit on these highs. Not too worried. I was looking at these sort of levels. Should we break down from this? Because we were getting lower lows here, lower highs. That's a downtrend. And then we broke through on the 10th. Bets are basically off. Close, 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 and away we go. So what's left on here? A weekly chart. We usually get a break of a weekly low. We have not seen that yet. All right, so you guys can see those there. I'm going to get rid of these so the chart's a little cleaner. Oops. We want that fib on there. And now, all right, what are my targets after this? 50%, 72K. That's what I was looking at. 20-week moving average. Still haven't hit that. Look how far away this thing is. 43. Call it $43,000. You know the old thing where if the Bitcoin chart falls from here, everyone's sort of expecting a hit back on the 20-week moving average. This doesn't have me confident, and I was going to write up a video and call it cautiously optimistic. that means that we're moving up, but there is not the volume coming through to support the move. We want to see big volume come in. All right. So right here, got a ton of volume. Market's moving up on volume. It's the energy pushing the market forward. Right now, we don't have volume, and it's showing in the slow, small moves in front. That's why I'm cautiously optimistic, and why I am happy, even if the market takes off even further. It just doesn't ring it to me here. Why isn't the volume coming through? Volume wasn't coming through here, and then we started to move, but we got big volume come through. Big volume on the push through the highs. Big volume on the shakeout. See here, and then we went across. Small volume because we were there was low volatility, and then as we began to rise again, breaking through highs, volume picked up. No volume at this because it's just testing the selling pressure. No sells. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So that's, I could be completely wrong, but I've got to be comfortable and I've got to be able to sleep at night. And I hope you guys do the same thing. Mark says, what does the volume mean? So I'm just looking at it in terms of the amount of trading that's going on in the market. How many, like the orders that are going through, the buying and the selling. Of course, I've only got Bitstamp open here. So let's have a look at BTC, USD. Let's go to Binance. Obviously there's some good volume over there. The same sign on Binance. The volume is dropping off as the market is creeping higher. This is on a weekly chart as well. I'm not just looking at hourly charts because it's just too much data. I want to take some of the noise out of this market. And that's why I drop it down to a weekly to get a big picture view of what's going on. And so you can see the big volume come through into these highs and then a reversal sideways, and we pushed again. Big volume on this low. I think the 20-week MA is probably going to keep coming up a little bit more. Well, it'll have to, because that's just an average. And then we might get it somewhere out around that 45K, 44, 45K, 46. That would make a little bit of sense. So I wouldn't even be scared. I don't think the market's over at all, but it's obviously due for a correction. Like that's wild. That is a lot of weeks without coming back and revisiting any of these moving averages. We're now at 29 weeks without the test of the moving average. It doesn't have to test the moving average. No one's saying it has to, but that's where we're at now. And that's over 6 months. In terms of the Bitcoin's history, let's have a look. When was the last time it did that? Weekly chart. So it's often compared to the 2012-13 run, where Bitcoin it moved away from that moving average for many, many weeks. This is probably one of these weeks here. There's the low at $10.25. Moving average is at $10.12. So if you really want to get technical, let's use the October, and that didn't come back until June of the following year. So 34 bars until it tested the 20-week again. 34 bars. So if we were going along a similar line to 2013, we still have a lot of time left until, another 4 weeks or so until we test that moving average. But there was huge sharp corrections in 2013, and I'm not saying it's anything like that. I see a few comments, 2013, bro, whether that's having a go at me or it's reminding me. Yeah. So, it's looking similar to that. And we got another big move again, and then it came back and tested. Let's have a look at that one. So that bar to February 19. But if we wanted to have a look from, say, before it broke through until it actually broke through again, 25. So it's gone beyond this second section of the move. Wicked. ADA. Arkin. Now, I get this comment a lot. My candle is so ugly. If I wanted to make it pretty, I would put candles on it and put colors on it. But I'm not a bitch. I don't need the colors to tell me what the chart is telling me. The colors are helpful if you understand and you need it for your trading. If you need to see a down bar based on the previous down or an up based on the previous up. But most people don't even use ups and downs in their chart patterns, but they just have color on their chart. It's just the default setting. Candles with color. It's the default setting. And I do use it in, if I had Optima, which is another program, it's about $2,000. I think it costs $50 a month. So you got to buy it. It's $2,000. That's about $50 a month. I used to use bars with color, but this doesn't have the swing charting colors that make sense. And they don't have they don't color the inside bars or the outside bars. And so it's easier just to leave it like this. And I've seen a lot of pro traders have it just with one color. It's so that you can see a pattern rather than get mixed up with colors. You honestly ask yourself, do you really need the colors? Ain't no bitch. Look, I'm having a fun. I'm offended. Good. That's what we want here. They're trolls. You're doing good, man. Good. No, that's cool. I get it all the time. And at least, there's 900 people online here. I can tell you all at once. Honestly, ask yourself, do you need to see the color? If it has no point, then get rid of it. Remember the old Bruce Lee saying, if you don't need that crap in your life, then just clear it off. I mean, that's not the exact quote word for word, but if you're a Bruce Lee fan, you know what he's talking about, or what I'm trying to talk about. Epic work. VeChain. I'll look at I just went past VeChain. Everyone says you don't even look at VeChain. I did not ever think I would pop on main screen. I was so careful not to let you see. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I have fun with it, and I don't mind the piss takes. And in the live streams, it's good just to have a discussion. The set videos, everyone wants to see things freaking on time. Don't waste my time. Your videos are too long. Whatever, I like to talk. Thoughts on VeChain? All right, I have talked about VeChain once or twice before, and for people who are asking, here is your opportunity. I talk about VeChain on the live feeds. VeChain is going... See, I talk about it because there are lines on the chart. That's proof. Proof right there. Let me move this to the low. And I'm using that high. Where are we at? Man, we're at 261%. So I've used this range here. I could use this range back to the 2 cents, but it's not going to make any sense on the chart now that the market's moved so high. Every 2 cent multiple is going to give you a hit. So I've moved it out to the most extreme high that's had a reversal from it. See, we've not had a weekly reversal since February. That is unsustainable in a market. Doesn't mean you can't make money. On the breakout of this high, it was around 6 cents. So then I'm just weighing up my risk and reward over here. VeChain. So if you enter on the breakout, we know entering on breakouts is safer than just aping it in as the market goes crazy. You're currently up decent, 177%. Not bad. That's pretty cool. But obviously the big whales are making their money from buying it at 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 of a cent. So all these guys that were buying in May when Bitcoin was at $8,000, they're up 3,700%. Just keep that in mind. And the main thing I say is don't feel disheartened by it, but you need patience. Where were you in May? And then think about that when the market dies off again. Most people probably say it's a scam. It's done for, they'll have all this bad shit to say about everything, including Bitcoin. But just ask yourself, do you want to be around when you get these opportunities that come back? This week, this March 9th, that was when the world went into lockdown and everyone thought the markets were going to end. So it's just about spending time in the markets and staying with it. It's patience. This is over a year ago now. That was our second opportunity to get into these markets. That chart's screwed. When was our first opportunity? It was back in 2019. Why can't these guys give us data? Freaking useless. Oh, XRP. All right, let's have a look at XRP, and then we'll look at Binance as well. Make sure I've got to cover everything that is in the thumbnail. I see a few guys with the super chats. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at those in a sec. XRP is heading for its all-time high. Look at that. If that isn't going to end badly, I don't know what is. But maybe we go to $4. Maybe we take out this all-time high. Every time, though. So what happened here? Let's have a look. This was the first pump, and it came up to about, oh, this was the first pump. That's when I first bought it in April, 3 cents. I thought it was a legend buy, and then it moved to moon to 30 cents. And I was like, how's this possible? 10x, faded off, sell it off. I wasn't interested. And then it went to $3. That's what always happens. But we had the first move. That's where the biggest money was made. 1,300%. And then you get 7,700%. You know, I've only measured it from the midpoint here because it's kind of like a breakout. But then from that low to the major high, where are we at? You know, it's sitting around 50,000%. Yeah, 56,000% from these lows. All right. But if you get in, and now where it's sort of like this period, I reckon, if we have another sideways accumulation period, which was 6 months, remember that. If we die off from this peak, think about what happened in 2017. Obviously, markets aren't always the same. I get that. If you want to say, oh, but it's different this time, that's bullshit. Saying it's different this time loses you a lot of money. Every investor that has been around for decades knows that that is not true. It's never different this time because human emotions are always the same. They always react the same. The point I'm making here is if you're getting in through this period, so 6 months off, prices dip, then we moon again, there's 1,600%. So there's still a good gain, but it's nothing like being around when the market is absolutely dead and just getting that first pump out of the low. That is pretty much the case across every asset class. If you go back and look at property as well, land values, land is what you're actually buying, and the house on top of it is the garbage. So it just depreciates. The land is what increases in value. And so when the market dips, when it crashes, this is just a lesson across all the markets. When the market's at its lowest, that's the best time to be buying, obviously, buy the low. But it's not when the market has done its first pump and then it goes sideways and then the second pump. Usually the second pump is the lesser of the two. So you get the biggest gains after the biggest depression. Makes sense? So that's why it's important not to go anywhere. If you really want to make huge money, life-changing money, you've got to be patient, stick with the markets. For most people, it's probably going to be best just to stick with it, save up a ton of money, go start a business, do whatever it is you need to do, serve people, earn income like that, and then wait for those periods. Be patient, go all in when everyone else is saying it's garbage. Then be patient when everyone else is greedy, saying, should I be buying XRP at these all-time highs? You start to know, well, I think maybe it might be time to sell because I'm up about 2,000, 3,000%. All right. Emotions, the same, but more new people on board, plus not knowing how to navigate crypto. Yep. There are a lot more people, which means potentially a lot more dumb money in the space. That's just the terms. Hopefully no one gets offended. Dumb money, smart money, retail, mum and dads, institutional, which can still have dumb money. Dumb money is just basically the money that gets in late. Just going back, Krill, could you please give us entry price for Thorchain when it tanks a bit? Entry price. Anyone interested in Thorchain? I think that one is Ruin, isn't it? Yeah, Rune. Where are we at? We're huge. All right, so here's what I do. Use this here, fib retracement. Where's the low? Major lows somewhere around at 35 cents. Oh, I've got 31, not too bad. And then find a top. So when the top comes in, we'll know that. So I could use this major top because I can see there was a downturn. This is what I would do if this data wasn't here. And then I would just look for the 61%, the 50%, the 38%, because the market has a way of continuing to come back to these levels a lot of the time. If they are really small cryptos, then they generally come all the way back to at least, the 23%. That's in a bear market. If we're in a market and it's having a retracement, probably somewhere around that, 60, 70% on during a bull market, just having a pullback and then it goes again. But the full-on bear market, like even Ethereum went down 94%. So, you know, that's probably the best altcoin project out there. All right. Let's get through some of the news as well. That's what we had up here. Just checking I've got all the windows open that we want. Yeah. All right, so let's share that. Zill. I know we could do everything, hey. All right. Tabs galore. Pick monkey, yes, getting the thumbnail up. What are we on? Now we can see. All right, so coin market cap 2.2 trillion. Wild. Bitcoin 1.2 trillion. Ethereum nearly $2,400. That's wild. I definitely think we're going to see close to that 5-figure at this rate. 5-figure is going to give us $10,000 ETH. And what do we got a supply of? I mean, I'm not even going to bother with that. How many times is that? 4 times 274. 275 times 4. Yeah, so that's going to be a $1.1 trillion market cap on Ethereum. Probably not a bad thing. Binance, 90 billion. 1.6 million to be won in BNB. The tournament includes a top 10 team profit and loss competition, bonuses for top 20 most popular team leaders, daily return on investment reward, prizes for picking the top 10. Binance, $580. I'm waiting for another sign. I did sell out some of my BNB because the returns are, I mean, like the old saying goes, don't be greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. That's the old saying, right? Just getting rid of those comments off the screen. So yeah, look, I'm trying not to be greedy, and when you get good returns, you take them. Sure, you can leave some in there and let it ride a little more. But I think that, you know, that all works out. Binance was probably heading up as well because there was a token burn happening on Binance. So I don't think it mentions it here, but there was a token burn coming up tomorrow where Binance burns X amount of coins, and that always sends the market wild. So Binance looking good. Uniswap had that big pump yesterday, which has also got us to a new all-time high. Version 3 stuff, probably on the back of that sort of news. It is creeping up again. Volume, good to see. And you guys were after Zilliqa. So on Instagram today, I had a bit of Q&A. Thank you for liking up the video, guys. Get down there if you haven't already. 800 of you online at a strange afternoon time, joining us for crypto as it booms. All right, so yeah, Q&A on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, go down, link in the description, follow us on Instagram. Q&A is live, so you can go and ask your questions. I get back to as many as I can. And then someone was asking, what do you think the top 10 is going to be, you know, next time round? I want to open that up. What have I got here? So, coin market cap. What's it? Old snapshots. Historic snapshots. Price history. All right. If you've never done this, check it out. Cryptocurrency historical data snapshots. Let's have a look at this. Oh, nearly there. Okay, April 28th. That's as far back as we got. So almost dead on 8 years. So people asking, and all I thought was, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's all I could really name. Maybe Litecoin in 10 years' time. Who knows? Maybe Binance. Depends on how big the business keeps going. I don't know. This is the top 7 because that's all there was in 2013. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Peercoin, Namecoin, Terracoin, Devcoin, Novacoin. Look at Bitcoin. Is that $1 billion? $1.5 billion market cap. So None of these are around. Well, I think Namecoin still is. I mean, most of them, if they are around, they're garbage. Litecoin is garbage. Sorry, but it's garbage. Doesn't do anything. It's still in the top 10. So we've got a long way to grow. Let's have a look at what else is out there. Pick a time frame. Bitcoin Cash. Any thoughts on Bitcoin Cash? It's garbage. But yeah, massive pullback. Look, I'm not just because it's garbage doesn't mean it's going to pump. Always think about that. I always look at it for, like, say, long term. If you just want to hold something, I'm not holding Bitcoin Cash long term. No way. Look at it against Bitcoin. The value just dead. It's like a zombie coin. It just died. All right, what are we going to pick? Yeah, agree. LTC is garbage. It can make you money, but it's not something I would hold long term. Pick a date. Let's have a look at a date. You guys want to look at Zilliqa? Yep. I've said Litecoin is garbage many, many, many times. I always just look at it like a pump and dump. I've got so many, 2016. All right, let's do that. I've looked at it through many videos. You can see the videos on my channel where I've got Litecoin, and I just analyze the pumps. Like, when are they going to happen? How long they'll last for? What percentages can I conservatively expect? And that's all I want from Litecoin. It does it consistently. Great. It's not something to hold long term. You're better off holding Bitcoin. 2016, pick a date. Let's go, where the 14th, let's go 17th. 2016, so we're 5 years ago. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Cool. Dash, well and truly out of the top 10. How can Dogecoin is back in the top 10 5 years later? Made Safe Coin, never, like, it's gone. Nem is trying to recover. Nem is trying to come back, but it's out of the top 10. Factom was like one of those big projects of 2017, even just for the first half of the bull market. The second half, it just died off. Factom, gone. BitShares, gone. Stellar, still around. That's interesting. Monero, great project, but we don't think it's going to, it's a privacy coin. It has a very good use, but I don't think it's one of those projects that you really need to buy to hold long term. If you need to use it, use it. Like, it's good. Peercoin on its way out. Emmacoin, Fedora, Hyperspace, like Namecoin dropping out of the top 10. That was 2 years on. Counterparty still around. Syscoin still around, but it's not a real big project. Digibyte it still around. Want to pick something else? Let's have a look back to just 3 years ago, 18. That was when the market was coming down. So let's look at 2019, because that was when it was pretty low. All right, so we'll go with the 14th, like dead on 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago. Bitcoin Cash, goodbye. Binance Coin, look at that. Nice. It just doubled from its low in, I don't know, it was 2020 that it had that low at around $7, $8. Tether making its way through. Cardano, 8 cents. Bitcoin SV, gone. Dash down the ranks. Tezos still trying to hold there. Neo still trying to hold, gone. Ethereum Classic, gone. Ontology, gone. Zcash, gone. Crypto.com on the way up. VeChain on the way up. BAT seems like a good project. Doesn't hold its ground. Dogecoin back in the top. Bitcoin Gold, gone. Waves was a good project. Just hasn't been able to scale like the rest of these smart contracts. Amise Go trying as well. Qtum was a big winner, but don't hear about that too much anymore. So you get the point. It's pretty hard to say over 10 years time, and anything that was pumping during the bull market doesn't mean it's going to be there after the bull market. So 2018 will really show that. This will be the last one. 2018, EOS, pure example, gone out of the top 10. Bitcoin Cash, of course, gone out of the top 10. IOTA, gone. Neo, gone. Nem, gone. Monero, gone. Dash, gone. Tron, still hanging in there. Not in the top 10, though. VeChain, that's when it changed its name as well. Ven to Vet. Ethereum Classic, gone. Binance in there, gone. Verge, gone. List, gone. Icon, gone. So, all right, you get the point. You get the point. If you want to back it up for yourself, just go and check out cryptocurrency historical data. That's interesting. All right, Twitter. JRNY. Oh, it's gone. It's not alt season. It's everything up season. No excuses. Good account to follow there. Crypto.com, Binance, altcoin buzz pumping. Everyone's pumping this stuff. Bit of Benjamin Cohen, ETH mountain ranges. All right, let's have a look. Fear and greed, 75. We're still sitting around these levels. I think we'll start to peak up as Bitcoin continues to push. Coin market cap, 15th BNB burn, 30th of April. So are we dumping before that? That's a possibility. Berlin hard fork is today. Berlin hard fork today. It's hot. It's significant. That's also on the back of Ethereum. Like we're looking at for catalysts in the overall cryptocurrency market. Coinbase getting listed, in a few hours for New York time. NASDAQ opens at 9:30 a.m. New York is currently 3:40 a.m. So another 6 hours. We'll see what happens there. That brings us into midnight for Australia, the East Coast. XRP surging. Yep, we've looked at that. Coinbase, they get the employees receive 100 shares. That's maybe do they get 100 each? That's I don't know. So far the token, the Coinbase stock is valued at $250, and on FTX it's gone up to about $600. I'm just looking for the article here. Here it is. So Coinbase coin stock reference price set at just $250. Price is far below the current FTX pre-trading price of $600, albeit on thin 24-hour volume under 4 million. All right, so the $250 stock price gives it a $65 billion market cap, which is pretty low. So it's below other estimates between 68 billion and 120 billion. That's probably not a bad thing. If they started at that price, put a few on the market, this thing pumps, brings more exposure to it. It's not such a greedy way to get in and allows people to at least make a few gains. NASDAQ announcement stated that the reference price, which reflects past transactions but was established by consultation with Coinbase's financial advisor, was created due to the fact Coin has not had recent sustained trading in a private placement market. Nobody has purchased or sold shares at that price. The opening public price will be determined based on buy and sell orders in the open auction on NASDAQ. All right, so we've got to wait for another 6 hours to see what happens there. FTX is telling us $600, so that's about a double and a bit. 600 divided by 250, 2.4. So a $65 billion market cap multiplied by 2.4. All right, they're pricing at about $156 billion market cap. That's within the range. So FTX is probably on track there. 140% premium, okay. All right. Not much over here. New all-time high. Will it break 70? So now we're all going for 70s. Dengen Protocol introducing customizable margin trading platforms, more places for people to go and spend their money. Orion Protocol integrates Polkadot into Orion Terminal. All right, so what was listening to this as well? VeChain could be a game changer in China's post-COVID-19 recovery. So like they said, if more Chinese come on board, or if China blocks out the rest of the world, then they can trade VeChain, and that could pump the price a little more. I think it's kind of a bit of an out there theory, but it's one nonetheless. What else I got here? Bitcoin SV, Mr. Craig Wright, Dr. Craig Wright, I should say, sorry. Yep, okay, that's all I got on there. Let's get across back to the charts. The news is pretty much all the same. We're going up higher on Bitcoin. Dogecoin crosses $16 billion market cap, highest ever, number 10th, and Coinbase. So that's the main headlines of the news. We're going for 45 minutes. Let's check out some more charts. Let's go to your questions. If you're on, like the video up, we're at 440 likes, 800 on the stream. That's pretty good. What's the hype on Frontier? Front. Yeah, what price do you guys think Coinbase is going to hit as a peak in the first day? Anything. Coinbase, top price, first trading day. All right. The graph. The graph is slowly climbing up. I don't think this is ready yet, but it's still definitely one on my list. Higher swings, that's a good thing. But yeah, there's just the volume again. Waiting on that. Binance maybe doesn't have the most volume, but Binance generally has the most. 500,000. That's a big call, 1,000. 4 times the money on the first day. Badger DAO, good call. 666. Badger DAO looks like it is building a position now. All right, let's drop this onto a 2-day. And we are beginning to get breaks. So Badger is looking all right. I posted this out to the members in the Facebook group this morning. It was looking like a reasonable position lining up here. What is this? Oh, that's the moving average. Let's get rid of that. So for me, I'm pretty happy buying it in that range. I got rid of some of it to buy some TVK, and TVK is dropping, right? TVK is down. I get it. But it's one of my longer term plays, which I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into, because when NFT comes back, I want to be ready with TVK. Where are we at here? So there are some highs. My lows for the play. Yeah, that's fine there. All I'm looking at is closes and the highs. And so in this case, I use the candles because the candles give us the look of the bodies. And now we've just broken through the high. So maybe Badger will continue to give itself a little bit of a run. You know, it's by bringing Bitcoin to the DeFi space, a nice on-ramp. It's got the narrative going on there, right? Especially with DeFi coming about. All right, what do you guys got here? Harry, I'll show that. Maybe they'll block me for showing your comment. The shittiest alt in terms of use cases, waiting time. ADA, you want to have a look at ADA. ADA, $1.50. Have we punched to a new all-time high? $1.55 to $1.54. Yep. New all-time high. Volume's increasing. Looking good. I bought some more of this for the portfolio. The portfolio is up about, I think it was 60% when I last looked. When we started it, it was 10,000 US dollars and equivalent was 13,000 Aussie dollars. And it's currently at about 21,000 Aussie dollars. In US, I don't know, what, 16, 17, something like that. So yeah, it's looking good. It's more of like a buy and hold and then just funneling, rotating the profits into other majors which haven't moved. So if you're not following it, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, like the video up. 900 online at the moment. That's pretty cool. All right, so ADA, pretty straightforward. It looks like it's moving. Volume is coming back into the market. I like that. Obviously, a nice close above these highs would be great. And then we know now that this was all accumulation. All accumulation. Next target. These are the targets that we've had on the board since February. $2.40. $3. Yep, so $2.40, then $3. What's up here? $3.80, $4.30, $5. All right, so that's one way I'm looking at it. Let's get another target user, and we're going to use trend-based fib. Anchor to the low, anchor to the top, anchor to the next low, and now we're looking for price clusters. Yeah, that's why I had 240 in here. There's 100% repeat at the 161. And then the 200% repeat lines up with the 261%. Okay, so 380, first target, like I said, 240. Of course, the $3 levels are psychological. You got the 150% plus the 200%. Fantastic. At the $3 level, great. I don't think it's not really a surprise to anyone if we get there. It's pretty much double where we are now. That's pretty good. And then my next one's up around here at 380. So that will put us at, what's our market cap? Cardano, call it 50 billion. That'll get us up to 100 billion if we hit the $3. And then we'll start to move towards 150 billion. So it's half of Ethereum now. That's doable. All right, what else we got? Nearly 1,000 online. Well done, guys. Link. Oh. Go engine. All right, Link. Let's open that up. $37. We have pushed to new all-time highs. $39. Nice. It looks similar to the Cardano chart, kind of. You know, we had this wind-up period, higher swing. Cardano just pushed straight through, but we've had a higher swing low, and then we pushed through to highs. Obviously, the confirming factor would be to close above these highs. That would be ideal. You guys are liking the color. Let's put it back onto the bars. All right. You can see here, there's a nice clean low, high, major low after the major high, because you can't go back and use one of these. It's one of these here, because it's what the market is giving us. 50% hits, so we know that it's working. All right, $50, easy. $50. Then I'm looking at, what, 64, 68. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's another, you know, round number up that end towards 70 once we hit 50. I think 50 is inevitable. 80 getting... It's nicer on Link because it's only a 15 billion now. So if this was going to go to $150 billion, it's 10x. It's a $360 Chainlink. It doesn't seem so crazy anymore, especially when we got stuff like Cardano up there, and Chainlink was sitting at 5 or 6 just a few months ago. So, yeah, I don't think that's too far out of the question for this thing to go 5 to 8x from this point. Wow. Can you hear my daughter in the other room? She's learning how to scream. 5 months old. She's being a little sook. Vet, 17 cents. 10% up. I think she just wants to be picked up. That's her story. Sorry about the baby crying. All right, so Vet, I see you guys asking there. Link, is Link about to downswing? No, I don't think it's about to downswing. We just looked at that. But yeah, obviously I'm rereading the question there. VeChain, 16 cents. Where are we at on the VeChain? Okay, 10.5 billion. If this entire market goes... All right, so what I'm looking at here, what I'm thinking, can this whole thing go 10x? We got VeChain, Tron, Filecoin, Theta, Stellar, Chainlink. If all of these things do 10x, that puts them at about $100 billion, $150 billion. We'll have Solana at 70 billion. IOTA, well, I don't think IOTA could, but yeah. Crypto.com, FTX, like, if all this stuff does 10x, this is getting us to that $50 to $150 billion market caps, which pumps another, say, $2 trillion into the market. Which means you would expect Bitcoin to then be, what, a $3 or $4 trillion market cap, with Ethereum at a trillion, and then Binance up there, maybe a few $100 billion. So that's going to put us at a total market cap of like $8 trillion. Is that possible in this current bull market? And that's what I continue to ask myself when I'm looking at these projects. And I'm too conservative because I've got in early and I'm happy to take some profits. But then if you're getting in later, just, try to make something out of all of this. That's really what it's about. Like, try not to hang on till the very bitter end. And if you do, recognize that the market may turn against you and take some profits. Take some profits. Don't end up at the end of this bull market with nothing to show for it, or a smaller portfolio than you started with. That's the worst feeling, because the bear market might take another year or 2 or 3. And then you got to wait for the next bull market, which could be another year or 2, the whole stretch of the bull market. So it's a lot of years waiting in that misery, and that usually leads people to leave the market. That's what happens year after year. All right, so that's all I'm looking at here. I want to have a good experience, not a bad experience from it. But unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of losers, especially a lot of people getting in very, very late. I could give you all hyped up talk. We can do that, but I'll leave that to the other YouTubers that just give you a lot of good news. All right, what do you guys calling here? AVAX rally, Harmony 1, hyperinflation. What do you think about hyperinflation? How's it going to affect the market? Well, I don't think we're getting hyperinflation. It's obvious that we're getting inflation. I think the Fed is trying to pull that back and tell people that there isn't that much inflation. But again, they're changing their metrics for inflation. So overall, I think the market is going to increase. I definitely think the market is going up because of inflation. And the stocks are going up. Land values are going up. Crypto is just this small little gambling section of all of the asset classes for us degenerates to go out, enjoy the market, make some money, lose a ton of money, and then the cycle repeats. But it's becoming more established. The crypto market is definitely becoming more established and more legitimate. Handsome monkey. Yeah. It's the high interest rates you got to worry about, definitely. Yeah. If everyone's just here looking at cryptos that are going to boom and that's it, look at the big picture. Definitely look at the big picture. The interest rates are low now, but at the end of the cycle, which is a few more years away, 2025, 2026, I talk about that on the channel a bit. Those videos don't get the views because people are interested in degenning, aping into shit. That's the life. That's our life, isn't it? But high interest rates come at the end of the cycle, around 2025, 2026, probably a couple of years leading up to that, and they'll creep up slowly, increase of 0.25%, increase 0.5%, and then everyone's still extremely spaced out with all of the gains that everyone's making. And the Fed just, they keep creeping the interest rates up, and then that will start to tilt the market the other way. So I expect that in a few years where it will get to a point where people can't afford whatever it is that they have over leveraged into, like property, like stock market. It's like their stock market portfolios and businesses. And then that's when the shit hits the fan later this decade. 2021 is going to be a volatile year. That's off the back of 2020 being a volatile year, but then we got all those gains back. But yeah, it's been volatile. I don't think there's any major market crash coming this year. There's no major market land crash coming. Land is just going to get more and more expensive. That is just what is happening in the cycle right now. If you stop spamming the chats with your BTT at 50 cents, that's just nonsense. If you want to go and circle jerk each other with your diamond hands for holding BTT, that's your choice. Don't spam the chat. Stop being a circle jerker. Do I have to put you in timeout? You can go and circle jerk in your own timeout corner. Thanks. All right, gambling tokens. Can you please look at Zilliqa? I got that one from Cameron Foose, another YouTuber. He talks He's right on. It's like when you get these degenerate groups. I'm sad I can't speed up the live. Sorry, Dop. Well, you're not enjoying my humor here. We'll have a look at Zilliqa, all right? But let's have a chat about the market because we're an hour in. I reckon we go for a little longer. We call it a night. We had a great time looking at Doge, Binance, Cardano. You guys have been liking up the feed. You're watching here. You're subscribing to the channel. Subbed. Thank you very much. Subsequent images. Ape groups. Exactly. That's Camera Foos. Go and watch that video. It's crazy. Essentially, everyone, you're probably in them yourselves. You go in Telegram groups and then everyone's just like, yeah, this coin's going to go mad. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to the moon, blah, 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 blah. Go look at some of those Telegram groups that were around from 2017 and how now everyone hates them. And then you're just like in that group wishing you weren't a circle jerker with your diamond hands trying to pump these coins up. I bought one in 2017, Flu's coin. Fucking waste. Absolute waste. I hope it comes back 100x, but it's freaking garbage now. And I put a lot of gains into that. Gone. Raiden network potentially winding up. Yeah. Satori, you're welcome. I mean, I've seen Raiden winding up a little bit and it's coming good, but you know, it's the patience on some of these, and sometimes you get real pissed at it that it's just not doing anything. And you know, I'm looking at say like Badger, and I've been waiting, but it's not that long in the grand scheme of things. And then eventually they can just all push, just pump. But you got to be like, you really got to do your research on those coins to see what's coming out later. Get into the Telegram groups, get into the Discords, go and find people that know more about the project than you do. You've got to spend some time doing it. And some 10, 20-minute video on YouTube from the top YouTubers with 200, 400, 500,000 subscribers, they're not going to give you that information because I mean, it's just not part of the YouTube algorithm to talk about that stuff. That's the long and short of it. Dr. Sam, watch you every morning. Awesome. Glad I could put something out every day. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it, so why not? Don't let it annoy you. That's fine. So there was a picture of everyone doing their whole those faces. Maybe it's salty people with an Instagram account. I get it. And at the same time, those thumbnails, people click on them. And if that's all you got to do is do this face on the side and more people click on it, hopefully you're giving some good content in it. That's what I just look at. It's like if more people can be saved from getting screwed on the pump and dumps, so be it. You know, put your neck on the line. How do I get rid of this shit? It is watered. She's doing good. The plant's doing very well. All right, there's a little more water for it. All right, thanks for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. Labs group, in terms of bottoming out, I am not sure. I've seen it come down quite some way, and I know a lot of the bigger I mean, my channel's pretty decent now. 110,000 subscribers. We're doing very well. There are obviously other bigger channels at 200, 300, 400,000, and I know that some of them are looking to pump it up, but there is no sign of a reversal yet in just technicals. But these are small caps. All of a sudden, they can just pump the other way. That's why I'm convicted on TBK after doing the interview. I'm very, I really like that as a project. Even if this thing continues to drop, it's one of those ones that I'm like, no, I'm keen on it. I'll continue to buy a little more. It'll average down, and then when it pumps, I'll be sweet. In terms of labs, I think it'll pump as well. There's a lot of tokens which will probably pump because we're in a bull market. But in terms of what they're trying to do, I don't think it'll work long term. This is just based off of looking at property, and their whole idea is to, I believe, I have to do some more research, but it looks like they want to, I don't want to say tokenize the property itself, but it kind of sounds like that, where you'll have one property and then more people can invest in it. It's already being done in Australia, and I'm sure you got projects like that in the US and Europe. In Australia, there's ones like Bricklet, and I think BrickX is kind of doing something like that, but one entity owns the title of the property, and then people can invest into that. Whereas I think, don't quote me, I think with labs, they're trying to break up that title. And so then that all becomes securities, and you can't do that. And so they're having problems with different countries to try and do that. It's something that I looked into briefly, because that's something that really interests me in the space, because I started from property. I started from investing in real estate, did a couple small developments. I wouldn't call myself a developer. It's a lot of work, but I have tried that. It's not for me at this point in my life. And so that was something that interested me, because labs is in that property space. And I think there is opportunity to do that, which will bring more money into land. More people that can't afford to buy a property is going to bring them in. That's going to boost these prices up even more, which continues the cycle, which is why I still think the cycle's got several years to go. They probably will find a way to do it. Not labs, but someone will. Maybe labs, I don't know. But that's the problem that they will probably face at this point. And I think they'll have to test it out in a jurisdiction meaning like a country or a region of that country, so they can test out their strategy, their theory, see if they can get it to work, and then implement that across the board. And that, because you're working with government from the get-go, and councils, counties, whatever you call them in your area of the world, that takes time. And you're dealing with the physical world now. Dealing with the physical world takes time. Dealing on the digital world, online, should be seamless. You don't really have too much time in your way. That's why these property cryptos haven't done as well as the digital stuff, which you can just imagine something up and it works. NFTs, you don't need anything physical anymore. It's just something created and sell it off, So I was just looking at labs. I don't see a turn there. I hope that made sense. Sean, many people owning small piece of the same property. It has to take off eventually. It makes sense. Look at Bricklet and BrickX. There's two of them. You can own a small piece of the same property, but you're not allowed to own separate titles to the same property. That's my broad understanding. All right. You're gone, mate. You don't get two chances. You just fuck off. Done. I hope I don't get demonetized for the light F words. Koteshwar ready, gone. True. Ason, you're going to go too if you keep that up. Ason. Sean, welcome. What happened? Anyone looking to buy these? It's an 8 ITCOIN. They're my mate's plates. He bought them and he is selling them. They got to go for a good price. I said, I want 50-50. He said, no. We'll see. If I got a good buyer, maybe I'll get something for it. How much? What would you be willing to pay for license plates like this now? License plates. These things new from the government, they are $3,500. Ridiculous, hey? I say new like plates get old, but you can always buy new plates. The license to own these things are $3,500 from the government. One BTC, he would take that. But you would send it to my wallet and then I will distribute the remainder to him. How much for the plant? Corolla. Yeah. Enjoy your wine. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to some more of these questions. Crypto, investment, real estate, economics. I love it all. I hope you guys do too. What you think Cardano will reach by end of 2021? India. All right. So I talked about this in a video recently, or maybe on my Instagram stories. Essentially, I don't look at end of years. They make for good titles. So sure, if you want to put in the SEO, they're great. It makes sense to regular people to talk about what is going to be at the end of this date. The way I look at it, which you see in the videos, is looking at it in terms of time frames. So what is going to be at the end of the cycle? In the cycle, we're sort of looking at this 4 years, 5-year thing. What is it going to be at? I look at time frames and then also the price ranges. So looking at it in terms of dates, it doesn't work, because you got to look at it in terms of cycles. And sometimes these cycles are 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 50 weeks. That's how I look at it there. Where do I think Cardano will reach before it has a retrace again? Well, we looked on the chart. I've got a couple of figures in mind, and then I'll wait to see a pattern on the chart. So I've got a couple of figures like you saw it, 240, $3, and then somewhere up in the high threes. And so if we get to $3, that's a doubling from where we are now, doubling of the current high of that $1.50, $1.54. So these sort of things, this is the way the markets work as well. You know, get some doubling on prices, price clusters. Prediction for CRO. I hope a lot. I was talking to a mate actually who had been very deep on BNB and CRO, and he had Chili's. He was very good at this last year, and held them all the way through here. He's looking at CRO going as good, maybe bigger, but very big, like BNB. Because and the main thing, I was talking to him as well, is he likes it because of the regulation that CRO has over Binance. And I'm like, well, Binance, I like that about Binance because there isn't the regulation. And he said it's a lot of the world prefers the regulation. They're sort of scared. They don't really want to do their own research or take responsibility for their own finances. So the regulation makes people feel comfortable. And CRO has that. Binance doesn't. We'll see. This is all speculation, all right? Say what you want to say in the comments. Permanent. Watching every episode here from Tokyo. Keep your great work. Much regards to your family. Nice to see you, little tipsy. I've only had half a wine, and half of that was blue water, but my eyes probably don't look too good because I've got glaring bright lights in my face. When BTC corrects, do you believe that's when, well, where'd you go? True alt season will start. I don't think so anymore. Well, I don't think so at all. Like, I look for Bitcoin to cool down and be in a safe zone so that people feel comfortable with their gains and that the others are going to move. When BTC corrects really hard, we see the rest of the market get destroyed as well. Because if Bitcoin isn't strong, then people don't want to take the risk in shitcoins. I think I missed someone's. How long will coin last? Coin, I mean, I think it's a complete scam. I have no idea how long it will last. BitConnect lasted 2 years, didn't it? 2.5 years. But it's not like a BitConnect. It's scam in its own way. Where are we at? I am looking for a new apartment here on the coast, but rentals are ridiculous at the moment, trying to find something. I'm willing to pay the price, but trying to find something, it's crazy. And in that case, we'll get a bigger place and hopefully some sort of separation from the baby crying. Appreciate your videos. Keep up the great work. Mull Downey, thank you very much. You don't have to do, what are these called? Super chats. Obviously, I appreciate them, but you guys, honestly, you don't have to. Appreciate your videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I'll keep you. How can I put yours on? Nope. Oh, there we go. Just show that one. Cool. VET, 50 cents. Yeah, I think that's on the cards because VET's only at 16 cents now. So it's just got to double, triple. Yeah, that seems about right. What price will BNB? 2.5 grand. BNB. So let's remember. All right, let's share coin market caps. All right, so BNB, we're at 90 billion. 2,500 divided by 575 is 4.34. 4.34 multiplied by, am I multiplying again? Because all I can hear is a baby crying in the next room. 89 billion. All right, so that's going to sit Binance at a close to $400 billion market cap. This is where things get a little bit tricky because if we don't see a big explosion in, say, Bitcoin's market cap, then I think that keeps the lid on the rest of the market. You know, like I don't see a lot of these coins get into those hundreds of billions of dollars if Bitcoin doesn't get to triple digit, 6 digits, 100 to 200K. We need to get it up there so that it can get itself a double, triple. It can get to around that $3.5 trillion, $4 trillion market cap, and then the rest of the market can come up with it. But again, if Bitcoin only gets to 200K, that leaves, so it gets to 200, that's tripling, right? Ethereum, from where it currently is, if it kept its Bitcoin value, is say 2,400 by 3. It's a $7,200 Ethereum, which puts it close to a 274 billion by 3. So it's getting up to around 800 billion. But we obviously think that Ethereum's price against Bitcoin is also going to increase. So where's my, here we go, USD. You know, we can change it over here, put Bitcoin prices, and then Bitcoin value should come up. Where is it? It's only showing up here on the volume. My bad. I thought it would show up on the price as well. But yeah, if we're thinking Ethereum's going to get to 1/10 of Bitcoin value, then that's going to leave Ethereum at around $20,000 Ethereum. So that's going to put its market cap at 20,000 divided by 2,400, leaves us at a 8.33. So 8.33 multiplied by 275 billion. That puts it at a $2.3 trillion market cap. That's if Ethereum also rises as well. 2.3 trillion market cap with a Bitcoin at, a 3.6, 3.7. That gives us a total of $6 trillion market cap. Then the rest of the alts to come behind it, what are they all going to equate to? They might equate to about 1.5 trillion if we add together the dominance. So the dominance is say 50 and 12. And again, we obviously think that Bitcoin dominance is going to fall as well. So I say what's a 50 and 12 is 62%. So call it 2/3 will be with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we've got them at 6 trillion. And then we've got another third in the rest of the altcoins, which is, help me do the numbers here, another 2.5, 3 trillion. That's crazy. I think that's, they're a third now, right? So it could be almost 3 trillion in the rest of the market. So that would leave it space to get to those points. This might all sound a bit boring, but I'm just doing numbers to try and evaluate if there is some sort of realistic expectation in seeing Binance or Cardano at these multi-hundred billion dollar market caps. What do you think of that? What do you think of my quick numbers after half a glass of wine? How much for the baby? She is not for sale. What is B? I don't know. Love your work. Thank you. I'm just going through your comments. Thanks, guys. 1,300 of you online, 600 likes. Incorrect. Ether is not dead. That's sort of like the saying at the moment, right? Go like up the video. DKK. Where is DKK from? What is DKK? Denmark? Denmark krona? Did I get that one? Stream is, yeah, it goes live. As soon as I close off, it's up. Do you think Dogecoin will hit $1? I've said no all along. I don't think so. We're at 13 cents at the moment. That's a $17 billion market cap. So $1 divided by 13 cents is 7.7. So let's do 7.7 multiplied by 17.2 billion. Because it's a $132 billion market cap for Doge. It's not impossible, but you want to get a 7 times return on a risky investment there. Student coin, I think, is a scam. I see people. I don't know where did you get student coin from? It sounds crazy. Was it going to help people go to university? Like, how is that an investment? Denmark. Yep. Excellent. The baby is not hopium free. ETH 2400. Yeah. Without tax implications. Depends where you live. So tax, I don't think there's a thing you can do here without tax implications unless you're going to wait until you're retired to take some of the money out. I think the government's always going to tax you on it. I would say someone asked me on Instagram today, what is the best way to take profits out with minimizing tax or not paying tax? Literally move to a jurisdiction that has zero income tax for personal income tax or for business. And if it happens to be business, then set your business up and trade out of your business. Or if you go somewhere and they don't tax you on overseas income, great. That's your other option. That is the best way to do it. I know a lot of people aren't going to move, but what do you want more, Then there are other ways within your country as well. I'm sure there are ways to do it, but you have to go deep into oblivion to find some of these strategies. They are not going to be, you might be lucky, you might find it online, but they're very hard to come by because the government doesn't want you to know those things. There's something that I've watched a few from, say, the US. You can do it in Australia too, and you set up a church. A lot of this stuff sounds scammy, but it's all legal by the book. And it just depends on how committed you are to the cause. Some people want to pay tax, by all means. I'm not saying not to help society. Definitely help society. I just don't like the thought of continuing to fund things that I don't agree with, which I don't think are helping society that much. And then a lot more of our tax dollars are going towards those things. And so I think we're really getting heavy on supporting inefficient ideas and less efficient in helping free market. And I know there's the other saying of people think the free market will just rape everyone and leave them all for dead. I don't think so. I think there are ways to incentivize good behaviors, and I think it was Ray Dalio that called it something like moral capitalism or something like that. And we can go down all those other rabbit holes as well at some point. How many different coins do I own? I don't know at this stage. Too many, unfortunately. In the bear markets, just enough. I got it down to maybe it was a handful, 10 or something like that. But then as the bull markets go on, this looks shiny and that looks shiny, and then you're just waiting for that thing to pop, and you get rid of some of it, you get your money back, and then you go, well, what the hell? Let's ride it out to the rest of the bull market. So yes, the simple answer is too many at this point. But as long as I'm retaining the capital and making some profit from them, I'm okay. Then I have my major positions, which I'll funnel that back into. And you guys know my majors: Ethereum, Bitcoin. On that, my super fund, we hit 2 287 today. I think it's at $290,000. This is all in Aussie dollars. I put in 26,000 over the course of the last couple of years, and I sort of average it out at about, what was it? Maybe it was like a 7K Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Ethereum had to be a little bit less than what it is now. I think it was about a $160 Ethereum, something like that, because I've hit 1,000% return on it. So we're at around 280 something, 290, and then 26. So yeah, it's 1,000% return now. SMSFs, there's a link in the description. You guys know that. A link in the description if you want to set up your self-managed super fund and be able to invest with crypto. As I've said before, it's getting in a riskier time in the game. So if you happen to set it up and you are willing to wait, because at the end of the day, remember, you can't touch your retirement fund. This goes the same for the US guys or the UK or the Brits or the Europeans. You would all, I assume, at least I know in the US, you have your own retirement funds. I think the US ones are called that you're not self-managed, it's self something else. Self something IRA. So you basically look after your own money, and you can't touch that until you're 59 and a half in the US, something like that. And so if you're not close to that age, I don't see why we can't just wait and look for a bear market, learn from this market. This is the market to learn in, and then make those decisions when the market is down and no one wants to touch it. Thank you very much. Now I know the conversion. All right, I'm looking for your questions here. G'day, Belgium. I don't know what Bosson is. All right, hey, mate, could you look at Omi? Head of licensing is a man that brought the world. I saw that as well. If you look at some of the interviews with it, there's some big players in Ecomi. There isn't a very good chart for it, but I'll have a look at CoinMarketCap. Isn't it working? Ecomi. 0.007, market cap 1.3 billion, fully diluted 5.7. This is on a nice little downtrend. And if NFTs are heading down at the moment, like the video up, guys, get your asses over there. Come on, the scammers aren't here. We're doing great. Get it to 1,000 likes before we head off. If NFTs are dropping at the moment, you know, the narrative and the energy has moved away from NFTs, and now the spotlight's on Bitcoin, Ethereum, some DeFi, layer 2, and NFTs are starting to lose that energy, then this is probably a good one to continue watching to see if you get some sort of turn happen in months to come. Because remember, DeFi went up through August. I think it started from June or thereabouts, pushed for 2 months, 3 months, and then it died off for a while. And then it's, you know, everything sort of cycles. So if NFTs are going through this cycle, then there's going to come a time where they're going to be low again, not as low as they were, but low again. And that might be a reasonable time to re-enter these cryptos. So that's what I would be doing, looking at these after they've had their move during February, March of this year. Here we go, back at this one. Cool. I have a portfolio with $600 BTC, 600 BNB, 500, and think to invest another 1,000. Any recommendations? I know you've put through 50. Appreciate it. Keep your money. Research cryptos, because I'm not giving any sort of buy recommendations, because I've got plenty of videos, $1,000 to $100,000. I talk about exit strategies. I talk about it in a lot of videos, because I don't know what your background is. I don't know what your goals are. Short, long term, like, you really have to put all this down. And I put that all in the video. It's all for free on the channel. Just spend 20 minutes watching the video, and it'll give you a list of questions to help you understand, like, how to pick the next cryptos. How much time do you have in your day? Are you wanting to put a lot of effort into becoming a full-time investor, or do you love your job and you just want to throw some money at some cryptos for fun? Is this a real thing for you? You know, like, do you want to put a lot of effort into learning about cryptocurrency? That's the sort of questions you need to ask, not what coin should I look at next, because then you have to ask someone, when should I sell? Because some of these things will just die, you know? Cool. 1.5 hours, guys. This has been a great live. We're at 760 on the likes, 1,300 watching. We got to 1,400. Seems like people are dropping off. Maybe we're going to dinner. Didn't even listen to me. Look into it. Are you talking to me? Just learn and research. What are you on about? Oh, you guys are talking to each other in the comments. All right, cool. Thought you're having a little go at me. I mean, I've got the microphone here, so I'm always going to win, but I'm not going to have a go at you. That's just mean. But look, that's probably not a bad point. 20, you made 50K, 25 to 50K. I mean, it's quite a big range. I hope, I'm sure you do something good with it. I remember when I was 20 and I was like, I just have to make the most of everything. I was thinking about this the other day, and that's 15 years ago. I'm 35 now. I'm not old, but I'm not young. And well, I mean, I feel like I'm young, but anyway, whatever. Yeah, that whole energy of 20-year-old male, just testosterone booming. I got to show the world who I am. It's crazy. It sort of gets you in trouble at times as well. So you can do very well for yourself, but you might have a level head. I'm just picking a comment here and talking about it because it reminded me of a conversation I had the other day. ZIL chart. That's it. I haven't looked at ZIL because not much has been. What? Show up, ZIL. Well, they taking it off CoinMarketCap. $0.20. We're up 4%. Bitcoin value down 1%. Look at that. It's similar to that Cardano. We had the top here at 20 cents. And now we've hit the top and just started to break through. Volume is still looking good. We're at a $2.2 billion market cap. If this thing gets to 20 billion, cool. 10x, goodbye. See you later. The circulating supply, fully diluted, 4 billion. If it doesn't even get to 20 billion, okay, no problems. We get to $1, get to $1.50. Still some pretty decent returns at this late stage in the market for a project that is known. Where can you buy Ecomi? Not many places. That's a pretty big thing, that it's got such a high price and it's very hard to get a hold of. Main place is Uniswap, I believe. The big ones that I'm liking the look of that I want to see a bit of a pullback on, I don't even see Uniswap here, but I'm sure it's on Uniswap. I saw Wrapped ETH. Look, maybe I'm wrong. Gate.io, it says here. Bitmax. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. The big ecosystem that I like, especially because a friend of mine does a lot of fundamental research. I don't think he's online at the moment. Solana, Serum, Radium, they're all starting to consolidate. Well, not Solana actually, but the others are in a little bit of a breakout or starting to consolidate mode, depending on what the market does. Of course, Bitcoin happens to push up and then dump. You can say goodbye to everything at this point, but long term, it's looking like a pretty decent project. So I'm going to do a little bit more work on that. Maybe get him on the channel as well to talk about Radium, Serum, Solana, that sort of ecosystem, because it's the ETH killer. Well, that's what I'm labeling it. 50,000 transactions every 300 milliseconds. So something like that, 150,000 transactions per second. I believe it's working. Serum is the decentralized exchange on Solana. Radium is the automated market maker that's on Serum. That's as much as I can tell you at this point. Oh, wow. Welcome, scammer. There is a scammer that's taken the time out of his day to be with us on the live stream. Good night, guys. Thank you very much for jumping on. What's the tax rates for crypto in Oz? It's not based on crypto. It's based on your income. So you have your income tax, so whatever tax bracket you are in, or If you're trading out of a business, it's going to be the business income tax. I don't know Happy. I'm sorry, I saw that comment a few times. I haven't heard of Happy. BTCST, I saw that spike. I think that's why. Say hello to the scammer. Well, look, all you guys got here before the scammer. Thank you very much. 1,400 of you online, 800 likes, 8 people disliking us. Let's get a bit more on the likes. Doesn't really matter either way. It's it all goes towards the algorithm. Badger versus Cake versus Uni. I don't think that's the comparison. I think Badger is more compared against Stacks. If you're looking at Bitcoin in the DeFi space, I think it'd be more like Cake versus Uni. Yeah, just having to think about it. Spiros, you're about to be. Do I say Ella? No. Stop spamming the comments. Did my $2 question not show up? I don't know. The chat's going crazy. All right, guys. SMSF link. Just look at SMSF. It's expensive. Like and subscribe. Thank you. I'll give you a shot. Thanks, Patrick. Good on ya. And Spiros. Okay, I'm stopping. Yeah, like and subscribe. If you don't like it after another 1, 2, 3 videos, whatever it is, you know how much time you want to spend with me, unsubscribe. Easy as done. Let me just go back to that comment here. SMSF, setting up an SMSF is relatively expensive. You have to set a company up. So it's trust companies type structure, and then you got to obviously open a bank account, which doesn't cost anything, but generally that's about $1,500 or so dollars. I think his setup was $2,000, maybe a little more. Remind me in the comments. I'll have to have a look at that later. There are other people. You can use this guy. You don't have to, but that's one I've hooked up with because of the automation that he has when it comes to basically tracking all of your taxes. Now, there are other ways to do it, so you can go out and find those for sure. In terms of the ease of it, for a lot of people, that's just easier. You can get tax programs that will do it for you. You have all your trades and that'll log it for you, and then you can give that to the accountant. The price that he has, I think, is about $1,800. Then if you use my discount code, it's $300 off for the first year. So that saves you what? It saves you 2 months basically, because it's about $150 a month. So on top of that, then if you're making a lot of trades, it's going to cost you a lot of money from your bookkeeper or your accountant to reconcile all of that. So take that into consideration as well. But yes, there are most likely cheaper places. I would recommend the guy that I've used to set up, which I did 8 years ago. But he can't support a lot of people coming on board. He's just like a solo guy on the sunny coast that just does tax returns and stuff like that. So I found another guy that can support more people coming on. And his systems and his structures look good. He was good to talk with. I haven't had any bad feedback in terms of their service. And it was just the costs, which people say are slightly more expensive, but there are obviously reasons for it, especially when they do a lot of phone consultations and talk with you. That's, from what I understand, some of that is included. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We're at hour 40. If you've got any last questions you want to look at in terms of financial investing, we've done a lot on crypto. We've looked at property markets. TBK is coming out soon. Yes, it is out to my it's out to the guys in the membership. I need to get some food in me. Talk about the Pi cycle. I don't think there's too much relevance in it. I've even Ben Cohen that I've seen talk about it. He just said there's 2 data points that work with it. It is what it is. I'm not concerned with the Pi cycle whatsoever. Maybe it works again for the 3rd time, but it's just, there's no holy grail in all of this. That's why I use the swing trading mixed with Wyckoff theory, because even though they're the best 2 that I've found to work, but there is still some art that you have to mix with it. There is no holy grail, not even these things on Twitter that are like I don't even follow them that much. What's the other one they use? It's like the stock to flow ratio. It's working. It looks good, but there's no holy grail. And I'm sure even the people that put these together know that there's no holy grail. It's just that there is something that's working better at the moment. So I guess I just stress on that because some people will, if you're new to the space and you're saying, well, this thing works, it's worked in the past for the last couple of years, that's all it's been tested on. If you look at swing trading, specifically swing trading, old school technical analysis, Wyckoff theory, looking at volume and bar patterns, that was put together by Gann and Wyckoff himself, early 1900s. This stuff has been working for over 100 years. It's just the operator that you need to hone in those skills to get better with it. All right. It's like reading tea leaves. All right, so I'm not doing any more thoughts ons. We're hour 40 in. I want to thank you all. You've got the likes to 880, and I encouraged you to dislike, and that's what you guys did. You went ahead and disliked. But go ahead and like the video up, subscribe to the channel. If you're, if you don't like the videos in days to come, you can always unsubscribe. But I appreciate your support and your time this evening. We've looked at all of the big stuff. Where is my little list here that I had? We went through Cardano. So I'm cautiously optimistic at the moment because the markets continue to move up and we have not seen a significant pullback for quite some time. Some people would consider a 4% pullback significant. I don't think so. Cardano, Ethereum, Doge, Bitcoin, TVK, Binance, Zilliqa, Badger, and a brief look at Uniswap on CoinMarketCap. Staking video is coming out. It is on the cards. It's just been very busy with everything, news and whatnot going on. So thank you very much, guys. Before you go, newsletter down below. It's free. Free newsletter is coming out on Friday. So all you have to do is just drop your email address into the newsletter. It's free. And there's a lot of good info on that. It's myself and my brother who work together on the Investor Accelerator. He's a long-term trader as well, property investor. And so he's writing up that newsletter and we basically work on that together. So that is coming out this week. It's free. Just drop your email down below. And if you don't like it after 1 or 2 copies, unsubscribe. So yeah, that's all down below, all free. That's about all I got for you. Instagram, Twitter. Thank you very much for joining us. A lot of good videos on the channel, so go and check those out. Of course, the $100,000 video is pretty popular, and then also getting yourself ledgers. We're in the middle of this bull market. Keep yourself safe, especially going into the bear market. The staking video is coming up because I like the thought of taking some profits, and I want to share it as well. You guys are asking the questions. When you take some profits, where do you put them? And then during the bear market, what do you do? They've been the major questions that have come up with staking, but there's a lot of information about staking, and I don't think it's worthwhile putting a whole lot into the video. It's just more like, what's your goal? What do you want to do with your money in a bear market, bull market, and keep it nice and simple. So that's going to come out soon as well. $7.99. Thank you very much, Michael. If you had 30K in a token and you've 1x it so far, but it still had a way to go, would you take out your initial investment or let it ride? Maybe take some out. That's what I would do, not financial advice. Because if this thing goes 10x, you got to ask yourself, are you going to be pissed if it goes another few X? I don't know which coin it is. I don't know what your goals are, all that sort of stuff. That's why I would usually just ask yourself, would you be pissed if you saw it go a lot more, or would you be more pissed if it tanked from this point and you didn't take anything out? That's like a nice, easy one to ask, especially when you're just new to the whole space and you're just sort of aping it at some shitcoin. Wicked. No, I don't only read donations, but I will prioritize them. You don't have to donate. If I find something that I enjoy, like woke up this morning, I was with, is going, haha, is ETH going on? I'll read it, At the end of the day, my stream, I can do what I like. But thank you very much. I appreciate all your comments, even if I need to get off because I can stay here all night. thank you guys. And yeah, I'm getting sucked into reading them all. Much love. Like the video up, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. Catch you on Twitter, Instagram, back on the channel tomorrow. Staking video coming out. I've said it all before. Let's end this broadcast. Peace out. Until next time, have more fun to get